Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Communities Brokerage. My name is Mohammed. In this video, it's going to be part 4 for the TLC study material. Now, I'm going to try my best to help you guys as much as possible. This information might be a little bit dry, but I'm going to try my best to make it entertaining as much as I can. So, let's get started. So, as I said, this is part 4. If you missed part 1, 2, and 3, check out my channel. I have those parts. I'm going to try my best to help you guys out understand the TLC study material. So let's go to number 6. The driver must take the taxi cab or street hail livery out of service for required repairs to PEP or LPEP and has already, before the off-duty change date, eliminated the off-duty light sign or entered off-duty light button on the taximeter in the street hail livery. Number B. Locked both rear doors and transmitted or entered the appropriate data. After the off-duty change date, enter the appropriate off-duty code in the TPEP or LPEP or locked both rear doors. The passenger is accompanied by an animal that is not properly secured in a suitable container. Caution, it does not apply to service animals accompanied with people with disabilities. Now that's very important. Service animals are those animals that you cannot deny. If you have a service animal and enter a taxi cab, you cannot tell them to leave because they are part of that person. That person needs an animal. So make sure you know that part. It could be a very hefty fine if you tell the person to leave. Like if a person has another animal, you can tell them that you can leave. I don't want that. I'm allergic. Whatever the case it is. When it comes to service animal, that's a little bit tricky. You can't tell if this dog is a service animal or not. My rule is to take everyone in, and obviously you can't say who it is, and you don't want to take a chance of finding out if this was a service animal and that person makes a complaint to the TLC and you can get in trouble. The passenger, number 8, the passenger destination is Newark Airport or someplace in Nassau or Westchester County, and the driver has been operating the vehicle for more than 8 hours of any continuous 24-hour period. Number 9, the passenger is disorderly intoxicated. Caution, driver must not refuse to provide service solely because the disability results in annoying, offensive, or inconvenient behavior. Number 10, a passenger asks a driver on the airport long-haul line for a short-haul trip, and there are taxi cabs available in the short-haul line. Now, what do you mean by number 10? Let's say if you have a passenger that comes to you and they want to go to somewhere short and they enter into a long haul line. If you don't see any short haul taxi cabs there, then you have to take them. That's the trick of it. But if there is, then you can't tell the passenger, listen, I apologize for it, but you have to go to the short haul line and actually go to that part. So that's very important to keep that in mind. Now, number 11, the passenger asks the driver in the short haul line for a long haul trip, and there are taxi cabs available in the long haul line. Vice versa, same thing. Number 12, if a passenger is smoking and has refused the driver request to stop, the driver can discharge the passenger in a safe location. Caution, the driver must ask the passenger at least twice to stop smoking before requiring him or her to leave the taxi cab. So you have to ask him twice, so make sure you know that part. The vehicle in the street hail livery and the passenger is in the hail exclusionary zone. That's one part as well. Number 14. Now the vehicle is a street hail livery, and the driver has accepted and dispatched call for a prearranged trip from the street hail livery base with which the vehicle is affiliated and has entered the appropriate on-duty unavailable code of the LPEP. The driver, number 15, the driver has accepted a trip from the successful dispatch program pursuant to section 53-08 of these rules or an approved e-hail app and has entered the appropriate on-duty available code in the TPEP or LPEP. That's one part as well. Reserved operation cooperation with issuing jurisdiction. Let's do number 8. 3-minute idle. Driver must accompany with the Air Pollution Control Code of New York City, including the provision that the driver must not cause or permit the engine of the vehicle to idle for longer than 3 minutes. So that's one part. If you don't do it, there's a $25 fine. Inspection by driver of vehicle condition. A driver must not operate a taxi cab or street hail livery without continuing personal inspection and reasonable determination that all equipment, including brakes, tires, lights, signals, and passenger seat belts and shoulder belts, are in good working order. So you have that driver has to inspect the vehicle. So if the vehicle is not inspected properly, if the TLC inspector pulls you over, you're $50 for pleading guilty before a hearing, and after a hearing, if you still lose, that's $75. Reserved. No on-street maintenance other than emergency. That's one part. Clean interior. During his or her work shift, a driver must keep the vehicle interior clean. That's part of the thing as well. The TLC inspector sees the dirty vehicle, it's $50. Exterior clean identification visible. During his or her work shift, a driver must keep the medallion number or street hail livery number on the front and rear of the roof lights clean and unobstructed so that it can be seen at all times. And it's $100 guilty and $150 after hearing. No unauthorized equipment. A driver must not operate a taxi cab or street hail livery that uses or has installed an equipment or mechanical device not specifically listed in these rules unless authorized in writing in the commission. So keep that in mind as well. Let's go to the next page. A driver may use a device with an e-hail application installed that allows the driver to accept hail electronically. But the driver, when using this device, must comply with electronic communication device requirements set forth in section 54-14 of this chapter, except that a driver may accept an e-hail request with a single touch using pre-programmed buttons or using voice activation while the vehicle is in motion. The device and the installation or mounting of such device in a taxi cab or street hail livery is subject to commission approval, and the installation or mounting must not obstruct the driver's view of the road or the driver or passenger's view of the taximeter. Use of such device by a driver is optional. A driver may use no more than one electronic device with an e-hail application, separate from the driver information monitor supplied as part of the TPAP, and or device provided by the accessible dispatch program. Note: in addition to the driver information monitor and or device provider for the accessible dispatch program, a street hail livery is permitted to have the dispatch equipment required by a street hail livery base and one electronic device that is used to accept e-hail from a licensed e-hail application and or dispatch from a base or dispatch service provider, provided that the service is mounted in a fixed position and not handheld, and use of electronic devices limited to either voice or one-touch pre-programmed buttons or key while the vehicle is in motion. And for that, it's fines varies between $50 to $350, and the suspension of your license up to 30 days. And there's also 1 point on your license. No unauthorized signage. A driver must not place any sign in a taxi cab or street hail livery not specifically listed the rules in these rules unless authorized in writing by the commission. For that, the fine is $25. Operation of roof lights and taximeters. When on duty, a driver must not operate a taxi cab unless the roof light is lit when the taximeter is not in use, and the roof light is off when the taximeter is in use. While on duty, a driver must not operate a street hail livery unless the roof light is lit when the taximeter is not in use, the roof light is off when the taximeter is in use. So that's important. Now, number 54. Now, the roof light is off when the street hail livery is traveling to pick up a passenger for a pre-arranged trip or has a passenger in the vehicle who is on a pre-arranged trip on the driver is off duty. Now, vehicle item required to be in this vehicle. Now, for that, the top part, I forgot to mention, the fine between $50 to $250 and suspension of your license for 30 days and 1 point on your license. Let's do vehicle item required to be in the vehicle. Items required in vehicle: a driver must not operate a taxi cab or street hail livery unless the vehicle is equipped or provided with the following: a taxi cab technology system, TPAP, or a written trip record when required and permitted if the vehicle is a taxi cab. Or number 2, the street hail livery technology system, LPAP, or a written trip record when required and permitted if the vehicle is in street hail livery. Fine is $150 if found guilty and $200 after the hearing. Now, the taxi cab driver license is in the appropriate frame or as applicable for a hire vehicle license or paratransit license if the vehicle is street hail livery being operated by for hired driver or paratransit driver. Now, fine for that again is $100 and $150 afterwards. Number 3, the rate card assigned to the taxi cab or street hail livery besides the frame containing the taxi cab driver license. Fine for that again is $50 and $100 afterwards. A New York City 5 boroughs index street map or geographic position system device, and the fine for that is $25 and after $50. Receipts for passengers you don't give. Again, the fines are listed below. In a street hail livery, the street hail livery license. If you don't do it, then again the fines are over there. Clear view for passengers. A driver must not block or passengers view the taximeter, his or her driver license, the rate card, or the passenger information monitor of the TPEP system, and in taxicab must not block in any way of a passenger set to the medallion number on the taxicab identification raised lettering plaque or the taxicab identification braille plaque, and in the street hail livery must not block in any way a passenger access to the street hail livery license number. If you do, the violations are listed in the bottom. A driver must not operate a taxicab or street hail livery after sunset unless the face of the taximeter, his or her driving license, and the rate card are illuminated so that they are clearly visible from the rear seat by a passenger with normal vision. And if you don't do it, the fines are listed again over on the bottom. Vehicle trip records. Records of passenger trip information. The trip record is a record of all data collected from every for-hire trip made by a taxicab, and the trip data as defined in section 51-03 of these rules will constitute the trip record for a street hail livery and must include for taxicab the following information: the taxicab medallion number, the taxicab driver license number, the location where each passenger was picked up, the time each passenger was picked up, the number of passengers, and the location where each passenger was dropped off. That's one important part. The time each passenger was dropped off again, the total trip mileage, the itemized meter fare for the trip, fare, toll, surcharges, and tip if paid by credit or debit card, methods of payment, the taximeter reading, the concluding time of driver work shift, any toll of bridges or tunnel used by the driver, whether or not with the passenger, the trip number, all other entries required by these rules, and the street hail liveries must record trip data as specified in Chapter 83 of these rules. The fine for that, for any missing, is $50 per missing entry on an electronic or written trip record, and the total penalty for violation of these rules does not exceed $30 per electronic or written trip record. Electronic trip records, taxicab technology system, and street hail livery technology system, LPEP. Now, the driver is required to log in and operate TPEP in order to obtain the driver record data for each trip in taxicab, including those trips at the beginning of the e-hail application. A driver is required to log in and operate LPEP in order to obtain the trip record data for each trip in the street hail liveries, including pre-arranged trip, and those trips that begin with the use of an e-hail application. Fine for that varies between $100 and $350, and a suspension for 30 days. If necessary, the driver will transfer any correction electronically using TPEP in driving taximeter, LP is driving street hail livery. Again, the fine is $25. Going to the next page, written trip records. If the TPEP is inoperable, the driver must keep written trip records. When he should operate a taxicab during the period of time the taxicab is permitted to operate without a working TPEP system. If the LPEP is inoperable, the driver must keep written trip records if he or she operates a street hail livery during the periods of time the street hail livery is permitted to operate without a working LPEP system. The driver must obtain all written trip sheets to the taxicab owner or street hail livery base at the conclusion of the driver's shift or release period. Again, the suspension is $100 to $350. Before beginning each work shift in taxicab, a driver must sign and clarify in the trip record that the taxicab and its equipment are in good working condition, and the items required in the taxicab are present. Exception to certification: if the taxicab technology system is not in operation, the certification must note that the taxi equipment is in good working order, except for the taxicab technology system. Now, number 2, before beginning each work shift in the street hail livery, a driver must sign and certify on the trip record that the street hail livery and its equipment are in good working condition and that the items required in the street hail livery are present. Exception to certification: if the LPEP is not in operation, the certification must note that the street hail livery equipment is in good working order, except for LPEP. Now, again, the failure to comply with 10-day notice to correct is $200 in suspension until compliance. So make sure you know that part. When correcting a written trip record, a driver must not erase any entry to make it completely unreadable and must correct a wrong entry only by drawing a single line to the incorrect entry and recording the data time and reason for any change. So that's one part. Now, number 58, must not leave blank line between entries or any written trip record. Again, the violation for that is $25. A driver must not rewrite a written trip record either in whole or in part unless authorized by the Commission. Now, vehicle equipment tactical technology system, electronic trip record system for taxicab. Now, Taxi Cab Technology System, TPEP or TPEP, is a system of hardware and software that provides the following four core services electronically in the taxi cab vehicle. The ability for passengers to using a credit, debit, or prepaid card. The ability to driver to send and receive text messages. The ability to collect and transfer trip record data electronically. A passenger information monitor system that provides passenger a map of the route being traveled. Information about cab fares, passenger bill of rights, and public service announcements. So that's one part. Commercial or advertising and sponsorships. The ability to turn off all audio and visual presentations. Now, good working orders. Now, TPEP equipment must be in good working order, and each of the four core services must function at all times. And if it's not, then $250 is fine, and suspension until compliance, until you fix it. The TPEP system malfunction. In the event of the taxi cab technology system malfunction or fails to operate, the driver must file an incident report with the authorized TPEP provider within 1 hour after the driver knows or should have known of the system failure and or the end of the driver's shift, whichever occurs first. Now, the taxi cab owner or the taxi cab agent previously filled a timely incident report on the TPEP failure. The driver will not require to file a separate incident report. The driver must get the incident report number from the owner. Now, the fine for that is $250 and suspension until compliance. Now, a driver is not permitted to operate a taxi cab in which any of the four core services of the TPEP are inoperative for more than 48 hours of the following and timely filing of incident report. Again, for fine for that is $250, I should say, and suspension until compliance. Unauthorized device repair. Now, a driver must not contact with any authorized device to the TPEP. Number 2, the driver must not tamper with, repair, or attempt to repair the TPEP seals, cable connection, electronic wiring. Number 3, the driver must not make any change in the taxi cab merchandise or its ties with affect the operation of the TPEP system. Now, fine for that is $50 to $350, suspension up to 30 days, and it's 3 points on the license. That's a big point, so make sure you don't tamper with it. A driver may only use a licensed e-hail application if it will be an affirmative defense to a violation of this provision that the driver did not know or any participant in the alleged TPEP tampering and exercise due diligence to ensure that TPEP tampering did not occur. The passenger information monitor malfunction. The taxi cab PIM is not in operation and can be made operational. The driver must do so. Again, the fine for that is $100. Now, this is going to be the last page, and I'll finish part 5, the last one, the last blow. So let's finish with this part. Vehicle equipment. Street hail livery technology system, electronic trip record for street hail liveries. Good working order. LPEP equipment must be in good working order, and each of the 5 core sections services must function at all times. The driver street hail livery. Again, the fine for that is $250 and suspension until compliance. LPEP system malfunction. In the event of the street hail livery technology system malfunction or fails to operate, the driver must file an incident report with the authorized LPEP provider within 1 hour after the driver knows that or should have known if the system failed at the end of the driver's shift, whichever occurs first. If the street hail livery license or street hail livery base previously filed a timely incident report of the LPEP failure, the driver will not be required to file a separate incident report. The driver must get the incident report number from the street hail livery base or license. And fine for that is $250 and suspension until compliance. Number 3, a driver is not permitted to operate a street hail livery in which of the 5 core section services of the LPEP are inoperative for more than 48 hours following the timely filing of an incident report. Again, the fine for that is $250 and suspension to compliance. An unauthorized device repair. This is the same thing as before. A driver must not connect any authorized device to the LPEP. A driver must not tamper with the repair or tamper with the LPEP seals, cable connection, electronic wiring. The driver must not make any change in the street hail livery's mechanism or its tires, which would affect the operator of the LPEP system. Again, the fine for that could be $50 to $350, suspension up to 30 days, and it's 3 points on your license. So this is a heavy point, so make sure you don't tamper with it. Other than that, that's about it, guys. I just wanted to do a part 4. I'm going to have another part that should be the last part to finish this. Again, if you guys have any other questions, comment, concern, please comment, like, subscribe. I'll try my best to help you guys out as much as possible. If you have any questions about this, thank you again, guys, for watching this video, and I hope I was help you guys to study for the TLC taxi test. Thank you again for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it.